What is happening, Magnusites? Welcome to my movie review of The Kingsman in the Golden Circle. I believe that's what it's called. If not, I'll correct it in the title. So when I do this, just remember that I actually pretty much saw both movies back to back. I watched the first Kingsman, which a Magnus was so kind to send me Blu-ray format. I appreciate it, thank you. And then a couple days later, which is today, I went and I saw the second one, the sequel. So let's talk about this. And many of you were very excited. Just to preface, this is going to have a little bit of me talking about the first Kingsman leading up into the second one. So many of you, and you wanted me to do a review, but I didn't want to do a review. I decided it wasn't worth it because I didn't really enjoy watching the first Kingsman. Some of you are probably losing your mind. Oh my God, he like this. He's stupid. Shut up. Listen, let me have my opinion, okay? The first Kingsman movie I thought was all right. It had plenty of action, had comedy, had likable characters, but it, for the most part, what ruined most of the movie for me, at least almost 50% of it, was the villain. I hated him. I could not stand Samuel L. Jackson's character. And I like Samuel L. Jackson, but that character helped ruin the movie for me. The movie was also over the top and extra with the gore and the violence and a lady with slicey feet. And it didn't work for me. I'm into over the top movies. I like funny movies, but it's all how it's served up. I like action movies. It's all how it's served up. Okay? For some reason, this movie it just didn't hit with me. It had certain parts that I thought were all right, and some parts I thought were cool. I liked the lead guy. He actually looks like Tom Holland. He really does sometimes. Like, you look at him certain angles, I'm like, you look like Tom Holland, especially with that haircut, man. But anyway, if I were to give Kingsman the first one, I would rate it 2.5 woos. You know what I mean? Now, flowing into this one, after seeing the first one, I wasn't that excited to see this one. But I got to tell you, after watching this one, and the opening scene really helped rivet me to my seats. I was just like, I really like how this movie is opening up. And I got to tell you, I like this second movie more than I like the first. This one had plenty of action. And it was funny, and it was very reminiscent of the other one, okay? By the way, I didn't like the church scene whatsoever in the first one. None of it. I'm not into the extra gore, okay? I'm just not into that. It's not fun for me. People axing people's heads off, and all. It's not cool to me. So anyway, that's that Kill Bill level stuff. Kill Bill was extra, though, the way blood was spraying. But anyway, getting to this second one, I noticed that in certain ways, remember, it's how it's done. In certain ways, the gore was actually turned down, which I liked. Some of you say, well, what about this part? Like I said, in certain ways, it was turned down. So it was a little different with how they did the gore. There's a couple of gory scenes in this one, but the way they did it was done so comically that it just, you didn't buy it. Some gore is done where it looks so real, it's just like, Jesus Christ, this is, God, it's overkill. Stuff like that, that's what I mean. So anyway, basically, the movie starts off, I would say probably a few months to a year or so after the events of the last movie, okay? So, you know, he's established doing his thing, doing his spy thing. And there is a villain that enters right away. And it's familiar to him. And that starts the whole movie. And basically, there's this whole sickness going around that the Kingsmen have to stop. And certain Kingsmen are taken out, and they need help from their brethren in the United States. And that basically is the whole movie. And I gotta say, I like the villain in this movie better. Still an over the top, you know, like I said, you know, type thing, extra. But this one was easier to palate for me. I liked, this villain was all right with me. Even though there was still crazy over the top crap, it was easier for me to palate. And I loved the action and the fight scenes. I really did like the fighting and the shooting scenes in this one. I really did like them a lot. The other ones, like I said in the first one, they're a little too extra for me, although I like some of them. I really like these a lot. Halle Berry, Channing Tatum show up in this movie. And I just gotta say, what is his name? I hate when I do this. And I just saw it. I hate when I do this, man. Playing piano, thick gay dude, star glasses. He's a legend. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I'm not talking about Liberace. You know who I'm talking about. I don't know, but he's a badass in this movie. He's a badass. Okay, I just let y'all know that he's a badass in this. And I thought the movie flowed well. You know, it was very reminiscent of the first one. You know, had the same look, had a very similar feel, soundtrack, everything about it. But the gore was turned down, and I thought that the fight scenes were done better. I do. You know, we all see that a friend from the first movie returns, that we see that in the trailer. And it's done well, I think. I think it's done well. In an interesting, weird way, but it's done well. And I gotta say that I had a good time watching this. You know, I don't know if I would buy it, but I had a good time watching it. I guess if it was like Jeremy Johns, it'd be like, good time, no alcohol required type of thing. I'm gonna give this 3 out of 5 woos. Okay, it's gonna be 3 of them. All right. So let me know what you all thought. I know some of you aren't gonna be fans that I didn't like the first one. Too bad. I'm a human being with my own feelings and my own opinions. This one's a 3 out of 5. And post your comments down below. Let me know what you all thought of the movie. If you enjoyed my video, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. By the way, they do leave it open for a sequel. 10 million subscribers. Woo! You may now subscribe.